Okay, so today this is going to be lesson 21 for week 21. And this is an extra video lesson about your art investigation. So to get started, you should have this page in your sketchbook pocket. It has my first artist investigation. And here's some stuff for your parents to read. So you need to give this to them also and let them look at it. But we're going to look at it for just a minute. And it says an artist investigation is similar to your discovery journals and art investigations in that you gather information about a certain subject and explore it. So it's very similar because we're going to have a specific thing, which is an artist this time, and we're going to explore that artist. Okay. The investigation can take 2 pages, or you can even take more if you need it. We're only going to be doing 2 for this semester, just 2. So this one and then 1 more. So you have plenty of room. You will also be presenting your artist investigation to the class. So we did not present our our discovery journals and art investigation to the class, but this one we will because we're going to have a lot of information. And in a way, these are going to be easier, and you're going to see that in just a minute. Okay, so you will pick one artist to study about, just one, and then you will spend that time researching information about that artist, okay? You may choose from 3 periods that we have discussed so far: Egyptian, Greek, and Roman. Those are the periods we're looking at. So, and if you look on the back, here's the Egyptian artist, Greek artist, Roman artist. Now, we remember there's a little snippet about each one, so it can inform you a little bit about those periods. And we know that there's no actual artist during the Egyptian times, and that so instead I'm giving you some actual things to study if you'd rather do that. Hieroglyphics, you can do a whole artist investigation over hieroglyphics, sarcophaguses, jars and pottery, jewelry and clothing, or you can do a person. It won't be an artist, but it will be a pharaoh, and you're going to be looking at their clothing, hairstyle, burial artwork, sarcophagus for that pharaoh, hieroglyphics pertaining to that pharaoh, things like that. So all kinds of arty things that have to do with that pharaoh. So the Egyptian one is the only one that's going to be different because there just wasn't really artists yet at this time, not until we moved up to here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I did a couple of videos, but they were upside down. So you get to see the finished product. I did have videos that had the individual steps that I was taking. So we'll just go through this as one thing. Okay, so first thing we got to do is you're going to have to get your page ready. Now, I did some watercolors around here, and I picked my person and put their name up here. You could put it over here. You could put it across the middle. It doesn't matter where you put it. I'm going to be taking up 2 pages. And so after you decorate your page, you can use anything for this. You can use crayons. You can use markers. You can use charcoal, pastels, whatever you want to do. But if you use charcoal or pastels, remember, you might want to spray some stuff over it to seal it because it can get pretty messy. So you decorate your page and pick what artist you want, okay? And there's some information out beside these so you can check it out. I did the Malibu painter, which that guy, here he is. He's right here. And it's an interesting Roman painter known for painting images on mummies. Yes, he did. Not their actual mummy face, but on like the wooden thing that the mummy was in. He painted. Okay, so after you do that, we've got our page fixed up. We got our name. Now we can start our process here. First thing, draw or glue down some images of their artwork. You need 2 to 4 different images of their artwork, so find 2 to 4 pieces or sculptures that represent the artist you chose. Add them to the investigation. If you can't find this many, you can do 1. Okay? Now my guy, as I was researching him, he only has 3 paintings, okay, that are believed to be by him, and they actually don't even know who this guy is. They have no idea how old he was or anything like that. All that they know is that he was written in one history book, and this is an image that I drew of one of his paintings that he did on, this is the wooden thing right here, okay? That's not part of her. and then he painted this on the wood. So I didn't have time to go print a sheet out, which that's what I would have rather done, is print a sheet, but I didn't. So I just drew it real quick so y'all could see. So we'll pretend this is an actual printed image off the computer. And so I got my image here, and I only have one for now, which is okay. Then we can move on to number 2. Research and write down some history and background on your artist. And I gave information: where they lived, how old they were when they made their artwork, how long did they live, what they were famous for, why is their artwork different from others, all this stuff. It has things listed right here, and anything else that's important. So I looked them up, wrote some stuff down here, and you can kind of read that. And also, I forgot to say, we have to label our image, okay? We did that with our other things, so we should write what it is. This is called the Mummy Portrait. It's a painting. Of course, it's by this guy. We don't have to rewrite their name again because this whole thing is about them. And so you write some information. And I even put what makes the Malibu painter special. Okay, why is their artwork so wonderful? Well, it's different because he painted mummy portraits. So that's kind of weird. I'll never know anybody that does that. And they know that it was him because of these unique features, the nose and the mouth, that were very unique, only recognizable by his stuff. And so they found 3 pictures that the nose and the mouth were very alike, and they said, oh, that's his stuff. So this is how they would tell it was his painting. So, and I painted on wooden boards. Here's the board, to show you that. So we can move on because we have put some images down and we've researched some. Now we can create sketches or mimicking the artwork. So just like what I did here, I would have tried to sketch it and draw it myself. So you can put another sketch down here close to it, or you can put one on the other page where you try to do what he did. You can paint if they painted, or you can just draw. It doesn't matter. But you need to try, and you try to draw something from your hand on this somewhere that has to do with this artist, okay? So I want something by you on here, not just all pictures, okay, that you printed. Then after you do that, if your artist has more than one piece of artwork, compare and contrast the artworks. Discuss how the artwork by that same person is similar and different from one another. So, really good thing that I would want to do, since this guy only did 3 pictures that they know of, I could print them and put them here. 1, 2, 3. And then I could write up here about how they're similar. And because they only recognize them by the mouth and the nose, so I could show how the mouth and the nose would be similar in all 3 of these pictures. Okay, that would be a really cool thing to do. And also, as I studied this, this style of painting, when you paint on mummies, other people did it, and it's called the Fay and Mummy portraits. And so I could get some pictures of the Fay and Mummy portraits, other ones other than his, and write about that and say that he was part of that type of group that did that painting. So these are all things you can add. And if there's any more stuff, you can continue on to the next page and have some more information about your artist. Anything that you want to put on here that you think would be cool to share with the class about this person, feel free to share it, okay? So let's go over the steps one more time. First, okay, you need to prepare, so you need to get your page ready, your background stuff, whatever you want. Watercolor is really good for that because you can write over it and everything. Put your artist's name. Once you've got that done, you can start over here and do number 1. Glue down some images, print it, clip it, and glue it down, however many you need. Research and write down some history background on your artist. Then you have to write about it. Okay, so you got to do some writing on this one. Then create sketches or try mimicking the artwork. So you can sketch out some things, some of your pictures, or you can try doing the artwork the way that they did, which would be hard when you do a sculpture, because if you do the Greek period, all of these are sculptures pretty much, except for this guy, I think. Yeah, because he's kind of like this other guy we're doing. They really don't know much about him except that he painted a lot of those jars. And that's a really cool black and orange jars, so he's a pretty cool guy if you're interested in that. But these other ones are all human sculptures, okay? So you could try doing some sculpting too if you want, if you have some clay. So then after you mimic it and try some sketches, if your artist has more than one piece of artwork, you compare them. So think about that when you decide to glue images, okay? You can do one big one and then you have some that you want to compare. Do some smaller pictures and you could talk about them and see how they're similar and different, okay? The way that they made them. So this should be your artist investigation. All this would be full if I was done because I've already done half of it. I would finish over here. And be prepared to discuss this next week because we are going to talk about them. We're going to let you get up in front of the class and discuss what you did. And have fun with this. Get some good information for everybody to learn when you come back to class. And we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.